Alright, so I started this sketch earlier today, and I'm going to finish it probably tomorrow, but I wanted to get in here and make some fixes. Add something to the background, and maybe mess with her pose a little bit, or the thing that's on the anvil. Give it a little bit more meaning to it than just simply her pounding something on the anvil. So I feel like it's kind of too simple right now. So I want to just fix it up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some reference for a furnace, blacksmith furnace. That's what I'm going to type in. Let's see, let's specify 1600s. Okay. So it looks like, oh no, it's a Dungeons and Dragons furnace. Let's see. Looks like a stone furnace might be a good one to go with. So I'm going to try sketching out something in the background here and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I won't keep it. But you never know until you try it. So I'm just going to do something like this. And then, so this part will be the only part glowing red or orange or whatever for the flame. This will be all made out of stone here. Yeah, I think this will probably work. Yeah, that should work. I lost my image. Where did it go? There it is. So that's the chimney. Actually, I might take this whole part off right here so that I can have some room for some smoke billowing out. Just like that. And this is going to be a little bit more uniform right there, because that's kind of the part where the ashes or the coals will set, so that they can stick the iron in there and get it heated up and whatnot. So just to create a little bit more interest, I feel like that little bit of a background is really going to help. Okay, so I think I'm okay with the way she looks right there with the hammer up, going down. So next step is to ink it, and what I do then is I turn the opacity of each layer down. create a new layer. And grab the ink brush, RefToons ink brush, and I just start inking over it. Now, I like to go thick to thin with my inks. This gives it some variety in my line weights, which just adds a bit more interest, makes it feel more hand-drawn, less mechanical, more organic, and that's the style of drawing that I prefer. I'm not a very technical minded person, and so to be able to draw these with all these organic lines is certainly what I prefer. I just feel like it gives it that hand-drawn quality to it. I even like to keep things that might be seen as mistakes in there, like this line coming out. I like the look of that. I like the feeling it gives when you're looking at it, because it feels more like it's hand drawn on a sheet of paper with an ink brush or something. So when I'm inking over these pencils, I'm using them as a guide, and I'm not necessarily I'm not trying to draw them exactly how they are on the layer below. I'm using it as a guide, and I'm actually drawing a lot of it with the inking brush. So this is still, it's not just tracing, it's still part of the drawing process. I consider the sketches to be more of a guide, and the inking part of all of these comic strips is really where the real drawing comes in, because you're finalizing everything and you're putting everything where it's going to end up permanently. And so if I want to add extra lines here and there, I am free to do so. Because the pencil is more of a guideline. I can add another stone here if I want to. And so as I'm inking this, I'm remembering what my reference image was like, what this iron ore looked like. It kind of had some crumbly pieces, kind of had some straight pieces coming out of it, and I don't like that's too even. Give it some marks here and there, and I'll have to go back to some of these other ones over here and do the same thing to add some dirt marks or some wear and tear on some of the block pieces. All right. Well, I think for now, all I'm gonna do is get this part inked right here. I was working on a video project before I hopped back onto this, and I just want to share a little bit of that with you all, if that's all right. So there, that's what I'm gonna ink for now. So that's kind of a demonstration of how I would ink this. I'll come back later and get the rest of this inked, but for now, before I leave you guys, I want to show you a video project I started working on, and it is right here. Alright, so that's just a little something I'm working on. It's still not finished yet. I've noticed a bunch of stuff I need to fix about it, like some of the stuff was off the screen a little bit. And I think there was an extra word in one of those parts, so I'm going to fix those probably tomorrow morning, post that on YouTube, and it'll be available to watch tomorrow for the whole thing. So